Hey, come on now. I ain't gonna be able to do that. I'm not gonna be able to do that, sir.
Be careful with shaking the table.
Oh my goodness. Nope. You want me to get out of here today?
You done smelled my farts before.
That smells so bad.
Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. When I grow up, I wanna change the world. When I grow up, I wanna change the world. When I grow up, I wanna change the world. When I grow up, I wanna change the world. Clear skies and sunshine, all of this is perfect timing. Change the world, yes I can, long as I just keep on grinding. Let it shine, this a light of mine. Yeah, people hurt and people cry, we cannot stop trying. Yeah, put our brains together so we can think. Let's build something, let's move forward because we are unique. Yeah. ADMS2IB, I do this for you and me.
It's not that bad.
It is. It smells just like tuna.
I had tuna earlier.
But it smells just like
I
tuna.
had 2 packs. Tuna and chips. Gotta love that tuna. Should I have picked it out?
Yeah. 10 out or something.
So is it really that bad, or you being extra for the camera?
I don't have to be extra for the
That's
camera.
what it feel like you're doing.
I don't have to be extra for nothing. I'm always gonna be myself. Trust and believe. Yeah. It stinks.
I mean, you said that 3-4 times already. You act like your voice don't stink.
Everybody does, but I ain't
All
going right now.
Going over to above.
All right. My feelings just hurt because and get from in here. Let's talk about when me and you say feelings hurt and how they don't just say it.
I mean, we can talk about that, but if a woman recognizes she hurt a man's feelings, why not just apologize instead of rubbing it in?
But is it really something that the woman has to apologize for? I mean, I'm not saying that it's intentional that the feelings are hurt, because if it's not intentional, like, yeah, I'm sorry that I hurt your feelings, but why do I have to
apologize?
No, why do I have to be, oh, I'm so sorry?
I never said that. I just said, if a woman recognizes she hurt the man's feelings, why not just apologize? I ain't say none of that extra stuff. I'm sorry I hurt your feelings. I mean, it goes both ways. If a man hurt a woman's feelings, whether he feel he did it or not, if she feel that way,
right,
then just apologize and move on. Put ego to the side. Put pride to the side. Man, I ain't hurt your feelings. Well, if she feel like her feelings got hurt, she has a right to her lived experience.
What you saying?
The same way, with a man. I just think that us as men sometimes manifest our feelings being hurt in different ways, because most men aren't taught most black men aren't taught how to communicate.
I think it's just for men or women, because some women aren't taught how to communicate. I just don't happen to come from a family to where we may have always communicated. So, like, communicating is easy for me, but that don't mean it's easy for the next female or male. Because I know some females who communicate is it gives them anxiety. And this is my thing.
Yeah, communication can be hard if you for one, if you don't realize that you don't effectively communicate, and the results that you get is always negative. Like if you try to communicate and you and that person get into an argument, or if you try to communicate and you don't feel like your point is being heard or it's coming across, when you go to communicate, you can feel, I guess, anxiety or nervous because you already predicting the outcome before it even happened. Even if that ain't the outcome that's gonna happen, you going into it already feeling like the outcome you want is not gonna be what happens. So sometimes it'll paralyze when you end up not communicating at all.
Yeah, I think people should just be open and respectful to other people. Period.
What you mean?
I think that it helps with anxiety. I mean, I get anxiety too. I'm saying when it comes to communication, just be open and respectful to each other. You know what I mean? Because I think that's a part of the problem too. Like what you were saying, some people just shut other people down.
Yeah, and that could be a personality flaw that they may have, where they feel like they got to be the dominant one in the communication, or they feel like that it's got to be more of their way of what they want than the other person. Then it's not really communication. You just telling the other person what you want and you ain't listening to them. I also feel like even outside of like a couple relationship, like a husband and wife or like a boyfriend and girlfriend or whatever, I feel like us as people, we gotta be able to like let somebody, submit something to us in love and be okay with it. You know what I'm saying? Like if I got a friend that I know who ain't quite, doing things right, who ain't quite doing the right things with his life or her life, going down the path that's not the best path for them, or if they got kids in the midst, going down the best path that's not for their kids. I feel like, one, if it's my real friend, if we have a real relationship, I have an obligation to share with them what I see and love. Like, I love you. I just want to submit something to you. I feel like, I'm seeing some things or you're doing some things that I feel like that can be a detriment to your life, or it can harm your kids, whether it be like drug abuse or anything like that. Being able to submit something to that person, and then that person, know it's coming from a place of love and be okay with accepting it. I feel like that's the hard part sometimes. People saying, you can't tell me nothing, you know what I'm saying? Or right. People being restrictive to someone who's genuinely trying to help them in love.
Right. I think that's the problem. I think a lot of it comes from parenting styles and how, I think it's individual too, but you know how some parents is like, that because I said so,
Mm-hmm.
So that makes you not want to talk. It's because you got shut down. You do it because I said so. Or it don't matter what you feel or what you're saying. It's whatever I say, though, because I'm the parent, which is not true. I mean, in some instances, yeah, you have to be the parent and you have to be a parent and it has to be stern. At the other time, like, let your kids talk. Let your kids...
No goofing off. We having our time right now.
Let your kids talk. Let your kids tell you how they feel. Because you also want your kids to be able to communicate in a world that you're not going to be able to always be there with them and hold their hand. Like, you really setting your kids up for failure when you don't let them talk. Or that, not just talk, but don't let them give their opinions. I let my kids give their opinions, but I also be like, okay, at the end of the day, you know, I respect your opinion, and I'm happy that you shared it with me. I want you to always be able to talk to me and share things with me. In this particular instance, though, that's not going to rise. And people like, I don't have to explain to my kids. And I mean, I don't get their logic, because I think you should explain to your kids.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel like a lot of, you know, premarital sex and things like that comes from, I know I'm kind of taking it, but I think it's all in the same thing, comes from the fact that, you know, from my experience, parents just saying, you just don't do it. Well, why not do it? Not explaining to me that I'm going to have these emotions, not explaining to me that, you know, I'm going to be presented with things. It's just, don't do it, wait till you're married. But why not? You know? So, you know, when it arises, I don't have a full explanation. I've never had any dialogue with any one of my parents about it. It's just, don't do it. That's not helpful to me, you know, so that's what I mean. Like, if we could have had that open opportunity to be able to, thankfully, I was just somebody who was like, well, this is how I feel, and this is, you know, X, Y, and Z. So I was never afraid to say what I needed to say. But some people aren't, you know.
You saying some people are afraid to say what they need to say?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Some people are afraid because it's their parents. I mean, I respect my parents, but you gonna respect me too. That's what the name of the game.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I feel like that as a parent, you should allow your children to have an open floor.
Yeah.
You know, not to where they can disrespect you, but I think children should be able to challenge parents sometimes.
Yeah.
Because we don't always get it right.
So and we don't know everything. Now, we may know a lot because we've lived it before on a particular matter or particular matters.
And I think that creates critical thinkers. Children who grow up to be healthy adults to where they don't get ran over or treated like a doormat. You know, if they're in corporate America, they're not made to feel like that. You know, even if they're getting treated wrong, they just got to take it in the name of a paycheck.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got rights, you can speak up. And you're right, it does start at home with the parenting. You know, yeah, man. And even on the conversation about, like, talking about sex with kids and stuff, you see my look. Just throwing back a little bit. Like having that conversation with your kids about sex really sets them up to have a healthy understanding about what it is and marriage and how God originally created sex. It was originally created between husband and wife. You know, it's just the world perverted it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
It's not something that you should be ashamed of. It's not something that should be,
That's a no conversation zone. No, it's a natural thing that God created.
And that's what they need to know. And explain to them why it's not. If you're Christian and you believe in God as we do, explain to them why not. Let's as a matter of fact, let's dive into the scriptures together and get understanding about it, you know?
Yeah. You know, and as a parent, your greatest tool is being able to be honest with your kids about your mistakes and your shortcomings and helping them to see, you know, this is where I thought I had it figured out, but I had it completely wrong. And I learned a hard lesson. And I feel like I learned that lesson as a parent, so you won't make the same mistakes I did.
Exactly.
I think a lot of parents at times don't want to be that vulnerable with their kids. You know what I'm saying? But I think, like Tim Ross said, vulnerability is your superpower.
Sure is. See, my thing is, I've always been, although, well, I tell you feel me, okay? You know what to do. This ain't your first rodeo.
So I'm supposed to do the barber job for them. I ain't know where you was going. I was just hoping you ain't dig up in my nose with them clips.
Lord.
That'd be hurt.
What I was about to say, what was I talking about? Oh, I've always been the type that talks, right? And so, although I didn't always understand it, why, I was like that, and why everybody thought, X, Y, and Z about me, I never realized that it was actually a really good thing to be like that. I actually began to understand it myself.
You saying somebody that's outspoken?
Yes, and I was aware but unaware. So I was aware of what I was saying, but unaware of what to do with it, because it wasn't normal, to be always vulnerable. Like I just wasn't ashamed until I was made to feel ashamed about it. I mean, I still did it, but made to feel ashamed because it's like, well, why are you doing that? That's not normal. If that makes sense. Why are you sharing that with me? I don't care. That's how you feel,
Yeah, that's a tough place to be. Like being vulnerable with somebody, and in exchange, they make you feel little or make you feel they belittle you because you're being vulnerable. That can cripple a person. And as a parent, if you do that with a kid, that can cripple your children.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't want to do this.
Do what?
Talking to her. I wanted to sit down so y'all can see my eyes, so y'all can see what I'm saying and how I mean it. But instead, my husband wanted me to cut his hair and do it.
I feel like, man, enough of the narrative of a healthy black marriage isn't always shared. Like, you can see like the Instagram highlights, the vacations, and things that's looking real glitz and glamorous. But most times, those couples aren't happy. Some of them are. Just hearing about like the guy Twitch really impacted me, man. And not to say he wasn't happy or anything like that, or his marriage wasn't a happy marriage. I don't know any details about his home or anything like that. But what drives someone who seems to have it all, to seem to have the beautiful children, beautiful wife, successful career? What drives a person like that to commit suicide? I feel like enough dialogue isn't had around these said topics. Whether a person is suffering in silence, whether they feel like what they're going through somebody else won't understand. But I can guarantee you that most couples who are trying to live a godly marriage, do it right, most couples deal with the same thing. I just feel like the narrative isn't spread enough. Communication, you know what I'm saying? They tell you to communicate. But what does that actually mean?
Exactly.
What does telling, like when you hear older couples who've been married for 40, 50 years, telling a young couple, you just got to communicate. So what does that actually mean? Because we can talk about sports all day. We can talk about, what's happening on social media all day or what's happening on the news all day. But is that effective communicating? Like, I still feel like I have a long way to go with communicating, but I've grown so much just from us going to therapy and just seeing my wife, overly communicate. I didn't even know certain things needed to be said. I just thought certain things was just understood, but that ain't how it worked. I can't come home and have a rough day at work and then expect my wife to automatically know. And then when she don't know, I get mad at her for not knowing, like she a mind reader. And now we got this hidden frustration happening. Then you ain't communicating about the hidden frustration, and then it go on for days, and then it starts to balloon, and now the smallest little thing creates a blow-up argument. And it's because, when I came home from work, I didn't communicate that day. And that little small thing can just blow up into something huge. And it's because I didn't properly communicate.
Yeah, that's all for
At first, I ain't used to let her do this, y'all. I wasn't no eyebrow dude. Like, don't touch my eyebrows.
But the thing is, I'm not even doing his eyebrows. Yeah, I had to trick him into doing it. I had to do it like real fast.
I ain't none of it.
Like, cause y'all have, I'm a hairstylist, and so when them hairs start to grow, then next you're gonna have one just poking out, and I notice things like that, and so I was saying I will call them too and be like, I need some prayer, or look, I'm struggling, The word is accountability. And I don't be judged. It's good I love genuine people because I'm a genuine person. So I can typically tell, I don't know everything, but I can typically tell when somebody is just themselves and is a good person. There's so many snakes out here, man. And it's family and associates and buddies and people who want to say that they're your friends. It's just, they just snakes and they jealous of you, and whole time, like, I really want the best for you. But I ain't boo-boo the fool. So yeah, shout out to my friends who I can call and we get together sometimes and talk and, chill and get it out too. Some of them are moms, some of them are not, some of them are wives, some of them are not, Just genuine women that love God.
Hurry up!
It's important, man, to have good friends to hold you accountable, to tell you if you're tripping or if you valid in how you feel,
Yeah, tell me I'm tripping. Even, now here's the thing. I may tell you I don't like it or you hurt my feelings. But at the same time, I'm listening. And then I may not always agree. And I may ask them, why you say that? And I'm like, yeah, I don't really feel that way. And I just like the fact that if they don't feel that way or if I don't feel the same way, it's cool. Like, we ain't got to be the same. That's what makes us unique. That's what makes us us, It's like any relationship, really. Any marriage, the child-mother relationship, child-father relationship, mother-daughter, sister, brother, friends. It's all a relationship. It all has ship, in it. So, it's,
What does that mean, having ship in it?
I'm just saying relationships it's all the same thing.
All of those things are relationship.
Yes. So that's what I mean. Like mother, daughter, brother, sister, husband, wife, friends. It's all like friendships. It's all a relationship.
Oh, I thought you was going deep. I thought you was finna say something like it's a ship. It's meant to take you somewhere. That's why ship. That's what I thought you was going. You know what I'm saying? When you
think about it, you treat every relationship the same. You can prosper and go far in life because you understand the dynamic of a relationship.
Man.
It ain't no different. If you treat it differently, I mean, it's some differences because you know, just my husband. I ain't gonna be doing, you know, what I do with him with no friend, you know. But anyway.
I had some hair on my tongue. I was trying to get it out.
Whatever, he done.
We done?
Yeah.
All right, that's a wrap, man. Bringing it all back full circle. If you hurt somebody's feelings, just apologize. You know, and don't be afraid to say I'm sorry.
And talk about it.
And if you are on the receiving end of the sorry, it may not fix or repair the past, but it can be a great building block for the future.
Which is true.
You want to take us out?
So just apologize and be honest, because I may not mean to hurt your feelings, but I say I'm sorry I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. But I may not be sorry for what I said because I really meant what I said. Maybe I could have said it differently, which is always an option in my opinion. So, yeah.
Delivery is important. Like, make sure you get the hair out my ears, but instead I say, honey, can you make sure you got the hair out my ears?
No.
Delivery is important.
I'm going to say no.
We done.
Yeah, we done.
All right, y'all. Hit that like button, subscribe, turn that bell notification on, please.
Come back. If y'all want to see more of me talking, next time I want to sit down and talk. I don't want to be cutting no hair because I cut hair at work and I don't want to come home and have to do that. But anyway, if y'all want to hear more from me, put it in the comments. Let me know. Give us a topic we can talk about.
Excuse me, y'all. That's a wrap.
Peace.